Hello students, welcome to Plus 1 Political Science class. Today I will continue lesson 2, End of the Cold War. The objectives of today's class are major developments that led to the emergence of unipolarity in the world politics, US unipolarism and international relations, emergence of new centers of power and emerging new multipolarity in the world order. Before discussion of today's topic, I will discuss the Cold War key terms. The first term is polycentrism, means the doctrine having more than one center, especially of power. NAM, Non-Aligned Movement, formed in 1961 through an initiative of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Indian Prime Minister, formed during the Cold War period with an initiative not to join either of the power blocs and to remain neutral. Bipolarity, a system of world order in which majority of global economic, military and cultural influence was held between the two states, that is the USA and the USSR. Unipolarity, according to international politics, unipolarity describes distribution of power in which there is one state with most of the cultural, economic and military influence. For example, the United States after the fall of the Soviet Union since 1991. Multipolarity, a distribution of power in which more than two nation states have nearly equal amount of military, cultural and economic influence. Post-Cold War era, the period after the end of Cold War. Some scholars claim the Cold War ended when the world's first treaty on the nuclear agreement was signed in 1987. The Soviet Union was as a superpower ended after its dissolution in 1991. Now I will discuss today's topic, that is major developments that led to the emergence of unipolarity in the world politics. As already discussed that around 1988 the USSR had started developing cracks and the leadership failed to control the situation. Initially, the three Soviet federal states of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania were in a position to secure independence from the USSR. Later on, other republics of the USSR, one after the other, also started declaring their independence. In November 1991, all its republics declared their independence, and finally on 31st December 1991 the USSR faded into history. The disintegration of the USSR, the liquidation of the Warsaw Pact, the end of the Cold War, the liberalization of the Eastern Europe, the demolition of the Berlin Wall and the unification of Germany, the weakness differed by the NAM, the continuance of the NATO, the increasing US control over the UN Security Council, the emergence of the USA as the sole servicing superpower, and several other changes created a situation of unipolarity in the international relations. Now I will discuss the topic US unipolarism and international relations. The dominant role that USA played in the Gulf War of 1991 and willingness of almost all the major nations to support the US policies and the moves in the United Nations, the strength gained by it due to the end of the Cold War, weakness of Russia and inability of other states to challenge the US power and its continued military, economic, industrial and technological superiority all combined to strengthen the US power in the world politics. Initially, for several reasons, other major powers did not try to check this development. The USA began using its power and influence more effectively as the champion of democracy, freedom, human rights, and liberalism. It gave strength to the emergence of unipolarity, that is, US led unipolarity in the international power and structure. Japan continued to be a major economic power in the world. It, however, kept up its decision to abstain from developing its military power. For some time, it also found herself getting involved in an economic Cold War with USA. However, it tried hard to avoid it and hence was not really keen to challenge the US power in international relations. China, as a communist power, found herself quite isolated. It also came forward to pursue economic liberalization but found the path quite problematic. It tried to mend its fences with India, Vietnam, Russia, and Japan. It began developing trade relations with the USA. After having secured Hong Kong, it wanted to get back Taiwan and hence was not quite prepared to challenge the US power in the world politics. In the post Cold War world, NAM was also not successful in retaining its traditional influential role in the world politics. The end of the Cold War, which was followed by disintegration of the USSR, provided several big changes in the international system. No one doubted NAM's ability to influence international decision making so as to check the US role in the United Nations and in the world at large. But for the time being, its role was gradually suffering a visible decline. Almost all the Security Council decisions on Iraq, Libya, Bosnia, human rights, CTBT issue of nuclear free zones, and the UN reflected the growing US influence and the role in the United Nations. With its status as the sole surviving superpower in the world, the US began gaining a new strength in the international relation. No other major actor, Japan, Germany, France, Russia, China, European Union, NAM, and even the United Nations had the desire and ability to act as a major check upon the US power. Unipolarity or unipolarism therefore emerged as a new reality of post-Cold War international relations. However, within about 5 years of US unipolarism, several countries strongly realized the need to check this and they began to advocate the objective of securing and promoting the multipolar character of the world order. This set the stage for the decline of unipolarity in the world order. Now I will discuss the topic emergence of new centers of power and emerging new multipolarity in world order. Towards the last 2 years of the 20th century, almost all states came to realize the dangers of unipolarism and the need to check it. Several major powers came forward to strongly advocate the need for ensuring a multipolar character of the emerging world order. Consequently, the world again began witnessing the emergence of several centers of power like China, India, France, European Union, Germany, Japan, Russia, South Africa, and Brazil. However, the emerging international order was not yet to acquire a definite shape. At the dawn of the 21st century, it was hopefully expected that the emerging world order will be a healthy multipolar world order and act with the new energy and efficiency to secure the common and shared objectives of the international community, ensure all the round sustainable development of all the countries. However, the terrorist attacks against the US, against the Indian Parliament in Mumbai were all really attacks against the civil society, freedom, democracy, and development. However, the post Cold War world order is yet to develop into a settled world order. While some scholars see it emerging as a tripolar world order, others see it as a developing as a real multipolar order. The reform and expansion of the UN Security Council is yet to be secured. India, Germany, Japan, and Brazil have been to secure a permanent berth in the UN Security Council. One thing is certain that the humankind is now committed to the preserve, the protect and defend the international peace to practice peaceful coexistence. It is also committed to make the world better for the protection of human rights of all, protection of planet Earth from environmental pollution and climatic change, to eliminate terrorism and to make all the nation partners in securing sustainable development. Now, finally, I can say all the people of the world are now trying to secure gender equality, women empowerment, full protection of human rights, and transforming a development into a sustainable development. Students, this finishes the discussion of my today's topic. You will read the pages from 22 to 26. Topic related long question is emerging world order is a moving from unipolarity towards a multipolarity or polycentrism. Elucidate. Topic related short questions are define the terms unipolarity, bipolarity, multipolarity, post Cold War era, and polycentrism. Now, next time I will continue the chapter discussion. You will work on the snap homework questions and watch the video again. Till then, goodbye and thank you.